A real big fear I have is pursuing it and not completing it. Getting on the road, but not getting to the end because I get in a roadblock and I'm afraid to push down that roadblock. You know, I don't want to just put out a mixtape and say, okay, I put out a mixtape, I'm done. If I start pursuing it, I want to get it. So after a mixtape, maybe another one, and then maybe an album, something like that. I want to actually make it if I'm going to go towards it. And I don't want to look back and then when I have kids, if they have dreams, you know, I want to make sure that they see, oh, their dad followed his dream and he didn't. I don't want them to say, oh, my dad had a dream, but he didn't pursue it because he was afraid. Basically, finding the time to write, I guess, is a huge one. But I go to work, I go to school, and then, you know, between that, I'm either sleeping or doing homework or something like that. And it's finding the motivation to write. I try to use, you know, my personal life, but try to intertwine it so everyone can relate to it. I guess that's the hardest part about it too, is just saying, you know, how can I relate to your life when I know nothing about you? I want to constantly try to get better. Understanding what happened in my childhood without a dad. Learning what really went on in my life when I was a child. It happened when I was like 4 to like 12. To understand that I was the man of the house, that I needed to be that at a young age. It's make me realize that, you know, you can't take life for granted, because one time everything will be so happy, but then just like that, it can break and tear a family apart or something like that. It was difficult trying to understand it, or trying to think, okay, if I put this out, will people look at me differently because they know this now? But after putting a couple of them out, you know, I realized it's more letting out the stress and the anger and the sadness that I've had in my life for a while. You know, I'm laying it out, and that's actually helping me better. So regardless of the changes people's views on me, it's helping me find me. It's making me realize who I am. That, I mean, if you look at my dad, we look exactly alike, but it's showing me that I'm not him, and it's made me see the bigger picture, that life isn't all about money. It's more about family, love, friends, people that are there for you, to support you. I wouldn't say necessarily discouraged, but I want to say there are people that they don't think what I'm doing is serious. I'm trying to put my heart out on the line and saying this is me, and they're just saying, oh, this is just a hobby, when really it's more something I want to do, but they're just like, you know, that's cool. You know, that's cool, you're doing something, you're writing, you have a song. It's not really discouraging, but it's not supportive either. That's what I'm saying. If you turn on the radio now and listen to rap, you're gonna hear, you know, Waka Flocka, or, you know, Wiz Khalifa, you know, they're talking about partying, or you know, Soulja Boy would crank that Soulja Boy and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, if that's what hip hop or rap has gone to, then I don't want a part of that. So in that case, I do want to quit, because I'm just like, man, I'm never gonna make it, because I'm not over here making club bangers. With my personal life, I don't want to do that kind of music. Nowadays, you're hearing all these rappers or artists, you know, going, achieving their dreams, and they're just saying, you know, keep pursuing it. So in that way, I want to keep doing it, because I want to be one of those people to say, hey, I did it, rather than, hey, I thought it. I would redo the first mixtape. I like the tracks, I like my lyrics on it, but like I said, I don't like the way I sound, and I wish before I actually made it into a mixtape, I looked it over and said, okay, we gotta redo this. I wish I would have redone the whole mixtape. I think people aren't taking me seriously now because I didn't release it, but I'm not comfortable with it, and I don't want to give something out that I don't like. Hearing people say they like it, and that, I guess, hearing people say they can relate to it, and that it made them smile because they realized they weren't alone. Hearing that people are listening to me and taking what I'm doing and doing it themselves is very motivating and inspiring to me, because it's like, wow, I'm actually touching people. Don't be afraid. That's your biggest obstacle is going to be your fear, and once you get over your fear, you'll be all right. You're going to get roadblocks, you're going to get knocked down, you're going to have bad criticism. If you really have a dream and you want to do it, just keep pursuing it, and if you're dedicated enough, it'll pay off. But once you get there, you'll realize it and you'll be happier than you ever did, because you'll say, man, I had that dream and hey, I did it. And I feel not a lot of people can say that now because we're so stuck onto what we need to do in society and following specific steps, whether graduating high school, graduating college, to get a job, and working on the 5. People are afraid to step out their comfort zone, and sometimes stepping out your comfort zone is good because it makes you who you are. It tells the world that you're different.
The struggle only then will he juggle on to the next, but more complex. He can't afford college, so no more knowledge. Help him through only what he knew, what he knows to get him to that place he goes when all is gone. Dusk is dawn, day is night. No